So you're buying a house and you don't know the difference between an appraisal and an inspection. What are these and do you need both of them? Let's talk about it. Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin McKegg. I am a real estate broker here in Phoenix, Arizona. Oftentimes I have clients that are confused between the difference of an appraisal and an inspection. These are two very different things. An appraisal is related to the value of the home, where an inspection is related to the physical condition of the home. An appraiser conducts an appraisal and an inspector conducts an inspection. So let's start by talking about an appraisal. An appraisal is ordered by your lender and it's there to make sure that the value of the home is in line with the amount of money you're spending on that home. After all, the lender is the one giving you the money for the majority of the house, and so they want to make sure that that house is actually valued at the number you're paying. An appraisal is kind of a blind process. As the buyer, you don't attend this, and the seller typically doesn't attend the appraisal either. An appraiser is a neutral third party that is requested by the bank, and they'll use comparable sales and market data in order to determine the value of that house. With all of that information, they then create a report and they send that report to your lender. If the value of the house matches the purchase price, we're good to go. The only time you have a problem is if that value comes in below the purchase price. The only good thing with a low value is that you get to renegotiate the purchase price with the seller. If the seller isn't willing to come down to that appraised value, then you're able to cancel and get out of the contract. But what happens if the value comes in over the purchase price? Well, in that case, you're just celebrating because you have some instant equity. Now let's talk about an inspection. This is related to the physical condition of the property. An inspector is going to look at the house and check every square inch of the house you're buying. Everything from the interior, exterior, the roof, the pool and spa if there is one, and sometimes they'll do a termite inspection as well. The seller is not usually present for this inspection, but as a buyer, you get to meet the inspector at the end of the inspection so they can walk you through the property, point out any concerns that they had, and answer all of your questions. They will also provide you with a report that is usually a pretty lengthy report because their job is to be super picky. They'll call out everything from a loose outlet to a foundation issue or a severe roof issue. Once the inspection is completed, they'll provide this report with all of the information, and you as the buyer get the option to ask the seller to make some repairs or give you a credit for the items that you disapprove of. This is a negotiable process, and if the seller isn't willing to do everything you ask for, you do have the option to cancel the contract. So that's the difference between an appraisal and an inspection. The next question is, do you need them? Well, it depends. If you're financing the house, you definitely need an appraisal. Your lender is going to require that no matter what. But if you're purchasing in cash, the option is yours if you want an appraisal or not. An inspection is not required, but it is highly recommended. Don't you want to know what's going on with this house before you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get into it? Even if there aren't massive items that come up on that inspection report, it gives you a great idea of the maintenance required for the house and things that you should probably address once you move in. So all in all, appraisal and inspection are up to you. Unless you're financing, you definitely have to get an appraisal. I hope this helps you understand the difference between those two parts of the process. If you have questions about the home buying process, or if this is your first time, check the description below. I have a link to a first-time home buyer guide, or you can set up a discovery call to get all of your questions answered by our team. Thanks for joining me on this video. I'm Caitlin McKegg with the Desert Dreamers team.